Our first special right triangle is the 30, 60, 90 degree right triangle. Let's identify the parts of this triangle. Of course, we have a right angle. Opposite the right angle is our hypotenuse. We have two acute angles, and opposite our smallest acute angle is the short leg. Opposite our largest acute angle is the long leg. And the nice thing about special right triangles is that if I know one side measure, I can determine all the other side measures. In a 30, 60, 90 triangle, if I'm given the hypotenuse, our first goal is to determine the short leg. And that formula is as follows. Short leg equals the hypotenuse divided by 2. Once I find the short leg, I can determine the long leg by taking my short leg times the square root of 3. Let's find the measures of this angle, of this triangle, excuse me. Well, I have the hypotenuse. I'll find the short leg. So short leg equals hypotenuse divided by 2, which is 2. Now I can find the long leg by taking my short leg times the square root of 3. Let's solve the next example. On this 30, 60, 90 triangle, of course, I'm given a right angle, and opposite that is the hypotenuse. I also have my smallest acute angle. Opposite that is my short leg, and my largest acute angle, and opposite that is my long leg. In the same procedure we had before, I need to find my short leg first. Short leg equals hypotenuse divided by 2. My long leg is my short leg times the square root of 3. Our next special right triangle is the 45, 45, 90 triangle. Let's identify the parts of this triangle. Again, this is a right triangle, so therefore I'm given a hypotenuse opposite my right angle. And knowing that this is a 45, 45 right triangle, then I know that these two acute angles are congruent. That makes this an isosceles right triangle, which makes my legs congruent. Now, I find the measure of those legs by knowing the measure of the hypotenuse. The formula I'm going to use is going to be this. Knowing the measure of a hypotenuse, I can find the measure of a leg by taking the hypotenuse and dividing by the square root of 2. So in the first example, all I need to do is to find the measure of a leg, is to take the hypotenuse, which is 4, and divide it by the square root of 2. Again, since this is a radical in the denominator, I need to rationalize. So I'll multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 2. And I simplify 4 square roots of 2 over the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2. And then further simplify to get 2 square roots of 2. Our next example, our hypotenuse is given to be 3. Again, to find the measure of the leg, I take the hypotenuse, which is 3, and divide it by the square root of 2. And again, I rationalize. Simplifying, I get 3 square roots of 2 over 2.